Heavy rain has been falling all over Saudi Arabia, causing flash floods in some areas. Saudi Arabia is known for having a harsh climate with little rain and mostly desert and arid lands. However, in this video, we will talk about a shocking thing that is happening in the desert. The desert is quickly turning into fertile farms, which even scientists find surprising. Before we start, make sure to subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon for regular updates. Let's get started. Dryness and deserts. Saudi Arabia has a land area of 2.14 million square kilometers, which is almost the same as Western Europe. This makes it the 14th largest country in the world. Before we get into the causes of Saudi Arabia's increasingly miraculous farmlands, it might be helpful to know how dry this country used to be. We had always thought of Saudi Arabia as being hot, dry, and full of deserts, and we were right. In fact, Saudi Arabia is home to the world's biggest desert, Rub al Khali, which covers 6.5 million square kilometers. In fact, this was as big as a whole country. Saudi Arabia doesn't even have a single stable river. If you think you've heard everything, you're wrong. We said earlier that Saudi Arabia is a country with very little rain. To be more exact, the country has never had more than 150 millimeters of rain in a year in the past. Because of this, a lot of Saudi Arabia has been very dry, leaving only a small part of the southwest region for planting. Even as late as the 1960s, the country was only said to have 400 square kilometers of fertile land, or 0.5% of the whole country. Oil production. In fact, Saudi Arabia is the country with the largest oil reserve in the world. It's true what they say, God gives everyone something special. In March 1934, a large amount of crude oil was found in a Dan oil field. The depth of the dam, which was 1440 meters, was very deep. Because of this, the country quickly rose to own nearly 17% of the world's known petroleum reserves. It was thought that this reserve held about 75 million barrels of oil. The Saudi Arabian government decided it could do more with its oil wealth, so it started quickly expanding its farmland. This is one of the 7 modern wonders of the world, because an area that used to be a hub for food imports is now a hub for the export of goods like wheat, dates, and dairy products. It may seem like magic, but there is no magic behind how quickly the Saudi Arabian desert turned into productive farming land. While some of this amazing change was due to pure luck, a larger part was due to careful planning and actions taken by the Saudi Arabian government. Agriculture. They started by making big investments in technology. This is because technological equipment was needed to turn desert land into productive farming land. As a result, Saudi Arabia's agricultural sector has been revolutionized by large investments in programs that support cutting-edge agricultural technologies and rural infrastructure. Even though Saudi Arabia has made a lot of money from oil, the government didn't just sit back and do nothing. Instead, they used the country's wealth to improve the country's agricultural sector. By 1985, the country was self-sufficient in things like milk, eggs, and meat. Not only did they reach self-sufficiency, but they also greatly improved agricultural exports. Also, thanks to the work of the government, Saudi Arabia quickly switched from buying wheat to exporting it. The construction of wheat silos in 1978 helped the country become self-sufficient in wheat in 1984. Major grain-growing places like Park Hill and Kazim produce about 3.6 tons of wheat per acre at the moment. After a while, other grains like millet and wheat were also made. How food is made. The production of basic agricultural products like fruits and vegetables increased as farming and transportation methods improved. As a result, foods like tomatoes, watermelons, grapes, citrus fruits, onions, squash, and grapes became well known in the region and played an important role in exports for the Saudi people. Because there are more farms, there are more local foods to choose from. These foods had dates in them. This led to the production of different kinds of dates, which added up to about 500,000 tons a year. To help fight poverty and food shortages around the world, several companies in the country soon started making thousands of tons of dates. Plan from the government. Sun should be happy to be in Saudi Arabia right now. Another thing that helped the country's farming situation get better quickly was that the government wanted to help. They did this in part by giving farmers loans with no interest and expert help. Farmers had access to cheap fuel, electricity, and water, and they didn't have to pay duties on farm equipment and supplies. The government was also smart and kind enough to give investors enticing perks. The business laws that were passed in April 2000 went even further. None of this would have been possible without the work of the country's Ministry of Agriculture, which put in place helpful policies to help local farmers. The Saudi Arabian Bank for Agriculture (SAB) has also been giving farmers loans with no interest and incentives to help them get the best crops possible. 1972 also saw the start of organizations for grain silos and flour mills. These groups were in charge of buying and keeping wheat and putting up flour mills. Modern roads and animal feed mills were built to connect agricultural areas to foreign markets. Also, the government-funded projects that required a lot of capital and helped farmers who needed it helped diversify the economy. Reusing water. Saudi Arabians rely heavily on aquifers as one of their main water sources. Once again, the country was able to take advantage of the seawater available to them because of the government's wealth. In coastal areas that stretch from the Persian Gulf to the Red Sea, desalination activities were quickly started, and seawater was quickly turned into drinkable water that could be used in homes and businesses. As a result, more than 27 desalination plants were run by the government. To solve the water problem, people turned to what we now call recycled electricity. As part of this process, they reused the water they used at home. Because of this, major industrial hubs like the capital city and others have set up water recycling factories to help recycle water today. Most of the time, leftover water is used to water crops. All of these things helped agriculture and got water to the land quickly. What did you think of this video? Tell us in the comments section below. If you liked it, make sure to like, follow, and turn on notifications before you leave.